Hello, Rack McLaughlin here, and this is episode 2 of my very casual drafting vlog as I work on book 2. Now, my first book, if you're curious, comes out January 2020, called Nameless Queen, Young Adult Fantasy. My first book getting published, very excited. It's available for pre-order, and the link is in the description. But today, what I want to talk about is yesterday. Yesterday was day 2 of drafting, and I had this planned where my friend and I were going to go out to Ann Arbor, which is a city here in Michigan, and we were just going to spend a good, grand time, chunk of time at a bookshop. She was going to bring a book to read. I was going to bring a book to write, and then we were just going to hang out in Ann Arbor and do a couple other things. And I woke up at the horrible hour of 6:45 a.m., which is a little bit later than I normally get up every day for work, my day job. So suddenly I had 3 hours to kill before meeting my friend to hang out. And I had this scheduled time later in the day to do writing, but I wanted to write now. I wanted to start now. And I had this brief thought in my head that said, wait till you get to the bookshop. There'll be coffee there. There'll be atmosphere. You'll feel inspired. And then a louder voice in my head said, excuse me? You want to wait to feel inspired later when you're feeling enthusiastic about your work right now? Ah! And so I listened to that voice in my head. And I sat down with like a big old shower towel in my hair right here on this couch, and I just worked on my book for a while. I got some stuff done, and it felt great. And then I'm just a perpetual morning person, so I was ready to seize the day with the rest of my time. One of the great things about being a morning person is that if you work in the mornings and then you finish working early, you just have so much more of your day left. And then for me, at least, it's better for my sleep schedule because if I try to work too much in the late evenings and I still have to get up early in the morning for work, I'm not sleeping enough, I'm not taking care of myself, no bueno, not good. So all of that helped me settle on this piece of advice, which is if you are enthusiastic about working, dive in. Don't let some arbitrary made-up rules about when you should and shouldn't work stop you from being productive and enjoy your work when you feel inspired to. Because inspiration, as I always say, is rare, unreliable, wonderful, but, not something you should wait for to get started. Today, Sunday, was a whole different story. I woke up about the same time, unfortunately. I really tried to sleep in until at least 7 or 8 on the weekends, and it just wasn't happening for me. Today I felt much more casual. I watched some Netflix, some Queer Eye Season 4. Excellent stuff. Definitely made me cry. I'm not afraid of my emotions. I feel them. I share them. You should feel and share too. And if not, go ahead and write a book to get all those emotions out on the page. It's bad advice. Don't follow that advice. No, but honestly, wow, I'm sidetracking hard left here, but when I was younger, I started writing as an emotional outlet because I wasn't super good at it, the emotion thing. When there's tough things in your life, you sometimes turn inward, and sometimes when you turn inward, you push art outward. But this myth of the suffering artist is a bunch of crap, and you should take care of yourself, and whether that means going to sleep on time, or having a casual morning, making social weekend plans, etc. Do what's good for you as a person, not just what's good for your work or your art or other people. So this is my advice podcast, apparently. No, but I do want to talk a little bit about the writing too. So today, more casual morning. I'm heading over to an indie bookstore here where I live, but it doesn't open until noon. But thus far, I have filmed this, watched some Queer Eye, had some breakfast, and I lit this candle a couple hours ago. It's getting that nice first burn all the way around. It smells so good. And honestly, fire is just a good addition to a lot of things. So anyway, when I get to this coffee shop today, it's half bookshop, half coffee shop, so I'm pretty excited about it. I'm still trying to live that decaf life. I had caffeine yesterday, and boy, I'm pretty sure it was espresso, and I got me some jitters and some heart racings and a little bit of stress and anxiety because of that. So all in all, I'm liking the decaf life, but I also do love a good sweet mocha. So hopefully they have a good decaf mocha there. If it's beautiful, I'll post a picture of it on my Instagram. So I mentioned before that I had started writing the draft already before my outline was approved. Some things did change in my outline that are requiring me to make changes to the draft, but I'm actually keeping a lot of what's there. And there's some things that I'm just kind of skipping over for now because I was spending a bit too much time trying to rewrite something quite neatly when I kind of just wanted to stick with what I had and move forward for now. And I'll go back and tidy it up, I think, before I send it to my freelance editor. But, when I'm drafting, I sometimes want the freedom to skip around a bit. I used to write very linearly when I first started writing because I needed to. But now that I have an outline, it's giving me the freedom to skip ahead and write interesting pieces if I want to. So the point that I'm at now is that I've caught up with what I've written so far. So I'm at the start of a new chapter with nothing in it. And I have an outline to guide me, which is great. But I'm definitely working, I think, a little bit, it feels more slowly than before, even though I'll be writing more words. And I guess that's it. I guess I'm writing more words instead of reading a bunch of words and fixing words. So it'll go slower, of course. And to help me with that, I'm going to be drawing my new August calendar in my dot journal and some targets that'll help me see if I have a sense of the overall word count range I'm shooting for and the overall number of chapters I'm shooting for. I can sort of stack those side by side and say, cool, if I'm supposed to have 20 chapters and 80,000 words, then that's about 20,000 words every 5 chapters. Yesterday, I closed in my 5-chapter mark with about 23,000 words, so I'm in the ballpark of where I'm supposed to be. I have a tendency to overwrite everything, so I'm trying to keep myself a little bit reined in, a little bit more on task, so that revisions down the road are easier. But I am going to do that today with my beautiful Sharpie pens and my wonderful highlighters that I can't remember the name of. But I'm excited to get organized, which is going to help me get to work. And I'm excited to check out this new coffee shop bookstore. So we'll see how that is. Either way, thanks for checking in with me on the episode 2 of the thing I've decided to do spontaneously. I hope that if you are drafting, that you find the places and the tools and the people and the healthy habits that encourage you to keep working. Much love, and I'll see you next time. Bye!